Hey, this is Shannon Wilkinson of Getting to Good Enough. And we wanted to let you know that this episode was recorded before daily life changed so significantly from coronavirus. And we thought it would still be useful for you and wanted to share it. But please keep this in mind that it was recorded at a very different time in our lives. Thank you. And welcome to Getting to Good Enough, a podcast to help you let go of perfectionism so you can do more of what you love. I'm Shannon Wilkinson. I'm a life coach in Portland, Oregon. I'm a recovering perfectionist who's getting better at good enough.
And I'm Janine Adams, a certified professional organizer in St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm lucky enough to be naturally good at good enough.
And today we're talking about the word should and how it's intertwined with perfectionism. Hey, Janine.
Hey, Shannon, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great, too. I'm back from Salt Lake City and
Hooray!
Happy to be home. I left snow and arrived in 68-degree temperatures.
Oh my gosh. You left snow in St. Louis?
No, snow in Salt Lake City. It was snowing hard. And 3.5 hours later, I was in 68 degrees temperature. And 2 hours later, 2.5 hours, right, because I lost an hour. Yeah, so that was nice. So I'm glad to be home.
Oh, good. Well, it's always, it's weird because you were closer when you were in Salt Lake City, but I felt like you were also gone. Like, I don't know how my mind plays, what my mind is doing there, but it's like, I'm happy that you're home too.
Thank you. I know when you're traveling, and I know I'll get a big taste of this when you go to Portugal, it's like, I know you're busy doing other things, so I can't just bug you constantly with texts. Or if I can, but I risk being ignored, which is horrible. So maybe there was a little bit of that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm glad you had a good trip.
Yes, thank you. I'm very glad that my talk that I gave is behind me. I had a really good time giving it, but it was a big relief when it was over because I got myself a little, preoccupied, shall we say, with it. Yeah.
Everything I can tell, it was well received, and RootsTech live tweeted it.
Yeah, woot woot. That was a big surprise.
That's nice. Awesome.
Yeah, it was fun to glance at my Twitter feed after it was over and see I had all these notifications that were actually about me, Do you get notifications about other people all the time? I do. Like people I read all the time. But they were actually my notifications. So that was nice. Yeah, that was great. And people were really nice. I mean, the whole thing is so well organized, and the people who organize the speakers are unbelievably nice and well organized. So as an organizer, that was really gratifying. And then the audience members were terrific. And I had just under 300 people in the audience. And
wow.
Yeah, a bunch of people. I got a lot of good feedback from people.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Good. And you got an idea for today's episode.
Well, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Because my talk was called The Imperfect Genealogist. So I was talking a lot about the podcast and about letting go of perfectionism in genealogy research for certain aspects of our research. And people stood in line afterward, a bunch of people, to tell me that they found it valuable and to share what they got out of it. And what the biggest sense I got from people was that A, they kind of felt understood, and B, that they maybe even, that there were things they felt they should be doing in their genealogy research that they were resisting, like super formal source citations, for example, and that I sort of gave them permission to let it be good enough. And that was a big relief for them.
Yeah, I imagine, because, specifically to genealogy, that can really trip you up.
Yeah.
But shoulds like that in general are really, can weigh heavy on you if you feel like you should be doing something a certain way.
Absolutely, especially if it's a way that, society expects, or you feel that society expects, and it's not the way that you naturally want to do something.
Right.
Yeah, I see this with my organizing clients a lot, where, people who are, highly respected members of society and who feel as though their house should be perfect just because they're highly respected members of society, and feel just all this should about how, much clutter or stuff they should have or not have or what have you. Or I get it about, I hear it, and I feel it about how things should be done. Oh, yeah, should is one of my least favorite words. I try really hard not to use it. I'd like to think I don't use it with my clients. I mean, it's like I've managed to get it out of my vocabulary when I speak to clients.
Right, but that takes some effort. And
it does.
And I know for me it still sneaks in there. But and mostly it sneaks in, when I'm having conversations with myself.
Right.
Which, I think I have really, I'm not sure I could say I've eliminated. I would like to think so, but I'm guessing that I've really reduced the amount that I use the word should with anyone else. But I do find it sneaking into my self-talk a lot.
Mine too. Yeah, if I'm being honest, it's true. It's so funny that I can be kind to other people and not use it, but yet I'll still use it with myself. Yeah.
Well, and what's funny about it is it doesn't feel mean on the surface, but it certainly does have a sort of a judgmental, mean feeling, not buried not too far underneath of it.
Yeah, it sort of hides the word, you're not doing it right. That's not a word. Inadequacy, that's the word I was trying to come up with.
The phrase and the word.
Yeah, exactly. But it does sort of indicate that if you're telling yourself you should do something, that you're not doing it, and that's bad. When that's not necessarily the case. And there is no should for so many things. I mean, there's no one way to do genealogy research, keep house, everything. I mean, there's ways you should drive, perhaps, that involve safety and courtesy.
Yeah, following the law. And
right. Though I have to just mention that my Uber driver ran a red light the other day.
Oh, seriously?
Seriously, yep. Not a good way to start the day.
Yikes.
Yeah. But luckily it was very, very early in the morning and there was nobody else out. So he should have driven better, and I have no problem saying that. He should stop at red lights. We should all stop at red lights. But there's so many shoulds that are not that cut and dried, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, and in that case, I think you definitely can change should to need. You need to stop at red lights.
Nice. Yes. Interesting.
But it feels different, doesn't it?
It does. There's no judgment in it.
Right.
Yeah, it's just sort of a statement of fact.
Yeah.
Really, you must stop at red lights. Also works.
Yeah.
In that particular case. Yeah.
But so that's an interesting way to think about it. Like if you find should coming up in either your self-talk or when you're talking to someone else or someone else is talking to you, thinking about what word you could substitute that feels better to you.
Mm-hmm. And need is good. What I'll usually substitute if I'm talking to somebody else, when I'm avoiding the word should, is might consider.
Yeah. Might consider is good when you're talking, when you're sort of presenting an option for somebody.
Right. Or a suggestion. Which feels so much better on the receiving end than should, or on the giving end too. But I'd much rather hear somebody say, well, have you ever considered doing this? Versus you should do this.
Right.
Yeah. To me, it's a big difference in how it lands for me personally, because I don't like to be told what to do.
Me neither. Nothing riles up my inner toddler like being told what to do.
We're exactly the same. So you and I work well together. We don't tell each other what to do.
Right.
And we manage to get stuff done.
And that's the irony of my work, and also your work too, is people think that I give people advice and I tell people what to do. Mm-hmm. And that's not at all what I do.
Right. But that's really sometimes perhaps why they hire you.
Because they think I'm going to tell them what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. I do have clients pretty regularly go like, just tell me what to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard that as well. It for certain clients, it's frustrating when I won't tell them what to do. But yeah. I won't, and nor will you. Right. But we can, you especially, that's your whole skill set is helping people figure out what they want to do.
Right.
What they should do, if you will.
Yes.
But then it's coming from them.
Right. Well, yeah, what feels like the most useful way to move forward for them or to handle a particular situation or whatever. And it's different for everyone. And you know, we do make suggestions and give advice on this podcast, but that's because we're a lot of times speaking in more generalities.
Mm-hmm. Right. We're not talking one-on-one to our audience.
Yeah.
Like we are in our work.
Right. Where, you know, we can, we have a specific situation that we're responding to. Mm-hmm. But it's interesting. I'm thinking about like all the different ways that shows up. And I think the biggest one for me is, personally, is around marketing my business.
Oh, interesting. Is marketing your business something you don't enjoy thinking about or doing?
Well, it certainly isn't when I think I should be doing it in a particular way that I don't want to be doing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? When the word should is met with resistance, mm-hmm. there's a huge clue about the thing that's being suggested. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then, you know, when I think, well, I do like to do this other thing, I should just do that. And then I think, oh, but that's not the right way, you know, and it's funny, like it all gets all tangled up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you have a magic wand for cutting through that spider web?
Well, I think it comes back to what we always talk about is getting in touch with why it's important to you. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, in my case, it's why is marketing important to me? And it's because I want to be able to help more people. I want to make it easier for the people who would benefit the most from working with me to find me. Mm-hmm. And when I start thinking about it in those terms, then it sort of the whole idea of marketing falls away and all of these shoulds fall away. And I just think about how do I want to communicate with the people that could benefit the most from working with me, which is a completely different feeling.
Right. Completely different than I should be doing this.
I should be doing this particular kind of marketing.
Right. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? So, yep. Once again, it comes back to knowing why something is important to you.
Right. And so, and then allowing yourself to move forward with the information you gain from that, from knowing why mm-hmm. something's important to you. Mm-hmm. So, you know, and I think you talked about this in your imperfect genealogy talk about how if someone is stuck with a should, that knowing why they're doing what they're doing can help them move past that.
Mm-hmm. I sure did talk about that. Yeah. Yeah. So if you feel that stuckness with should, think about, go back to what's important to me about this situation or about this mm-hmm. thing I'm trying to accomplish. And then find an alternate route or even just an alternate way to think about it. Way to think about it can make all the difference in the world and can just get you unstuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, just thinking, considering the example I just gave, like the difference between I should do more marketing for my business and I want to communicate with the people who would benefit the most from working with me. Like the feeling behind those two is so different, even though they may result in me doing exactly the same thing.
Right. Yeah. But they change the way you feel about doing that thing and also make that thing feel more filled with ease. Right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no resistance to that. Like, why wouldn't I want to communicate with people?
Yeah.
And I like communicating with people.
Especially people who would benefit from your work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And the more, the less resistance we can have in our life, the better. Right?
Right.
Let it be easy. Yeah.
Yes. So true. So true. I mean, there are no extra bonus points for something being difficult.
Right.
Or I should say more difficult than it needs to be.
Right. Yeah, sometimes things are difficult regardless, but
yeah,
building ease into it is so helpful. And it's just amazing what a silver bullet this getting in touch with why something is important to you thing is, right? I mean, it really literally comes up in almost every episode, and it comes up spontaneously. It's not like we plan this.
Could you imagine if we tried to plan it ahead of time?
How can we work this in? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I'm thinking about, I mean, there's so many different things. I have one client who, there's the things that, the sort of the tasks that she's struggled with, almost all of them, all of the struggle has been around feeling like she should be doing it a particular way. Mm-hmm. And when, I come in, I'm like, no, it doesn't matter. You just do it the way that allows you to get it done. Mm-hmm. Like, let go of all these preconceived ideas about how things should look or should be, or what the right way is to do it. And let's figure out how you can get it done.
And with as much enjoyment or ease as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like, you're just saying the more that things take so much energy. It just feels like things take so much energy right now. If we can not spend energy on resistance, fighting resistance, and we can put those powers for good.
Or simple relaxation.
Right.
Yeah. Think of all the time that we spend fretting about stuff. If we could just let it be easy and do the stuff with ease and spend the rest of that extra time, helping society or watching TV.
As the case may be.
As the case may be. Or both, by writing postcards to voters while you watch TV.
Right.
There's a lot of good in that. A lot of good in that. Makes me want to look at my should list. I obviously don't have a list called a should list, but I should take a look. I think I'd like to take a look at my task list and see what are the implicit shoulds in it. And it might be an interesting little analysis about reframing things. Yeah. Or even just letting go of some things.
Right. I know. If you look, if we all took a moment to look at our to-do lists and got rid of everything on there that was a should, how freeing would that be?
That's a fun notion. I'm in the need of, can't talk. I want to look at my various task lists and consolidate. So this might be a good exercise to do while I'm doing that. Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah. That's a great idea. And the other thing is that just reminded me of, because I was thinking about the things that are on my task list that we talked about a little bit before we started recording. And
I was just sort of running those through my head. And I was like, oh, I should do this before I head out of town. And I was like, well, really? and just thinking about it, well, I would like to get it done before I go out of town. And that it takes the pressure off, but not in a like it doesn't matter, but more in a it's me taking responsibility, as opposed to feeling like there's a external force that is putting pressure on me to do it in a certain time frame.
Right. Anytime it can come from within you instead of somebody else putting pressure on you, that's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, intrinsic motivation is, I'm trying to think of a word. It's just more supportive.
Yes.
And it makes it does bring ease to things. You know, it's like it's putting you back in a position of choice.
Right.
Which, although
it
that,
always
you know,
feels
that,
better to have choice.
What's that?
It always feels better to feel like you have a choice, as long as,
Yes.
for me, as long as there's not too many choices, rather than feeling like you have no choice in paths to follow.
right. Yeah. A couple choices, or
Right.
I'm choosing to do this. Oh, this just reminded me of a conversation I had once with a client where she was really sort of stressed out about all the things that she was doing before going to work. And it was like, well, I have to do this and I should do that. And I said, well, what happens if you say, I choose to? And it really shifted everything for her. Because she was like,
nice.
oh, I have to, make this, make a particular healthy breakfast for my kids. And she was really resentful of it. And when she changed it to, I choose to, it completely shifted it. And then she could also choose not to and not feel bad about it. But
She
most of
could
the time
choose
she
to give them an unhealthy breakfast.
Well, she could choose to just give them a plain breakfast. So, so it just gave her a possibility, and nothing actually, like what the kids ended up eating every morning didn't shift significantly, just how she felt about it and how her mornings felt shifted.
Right. Wow. I think
So
that's powerful.
I think there's a lot of ways that we can explore this, and using the shoulds as a clue as an opportunity to explore, try different language, figure out why something is important to you, and to put yourself back in a place of choice.
I like that. Put yourself back in a place of choice. You got away with the words, Shannon.
I'm glad we're recording this, because I would never remember.
Right.
They come out and then they're out in the world and they never come back into my head, I feel.
No, it's not true. You just don't remember until they start coming out again. Right. It's always spontaneous.
Yeah. So anything else you want to say about shoulds?
Just take note of when you hear that word coming out of your mouth, and see if you can think of a more a kinder way to phrase it to yourself or others.
Well, and also I think coming up with a word that more accurately reflects what you're saying.
Right.
Because that it just has so much. It can have so much power.
Yeah.
Great. Well, we want to hear from you, our listeners. Do you find yourself using should a lot? And what areas of your life do you use should? We would love to hear from you on our website in the show notes at gettingtogoodenough.com, on social media. We're on Facebook and Instagram at Getting to Good Enough, and on Twitter at GTG Enough. And you can always call the hotline and leave us a message at 413-424-GTGE. That's 4843. But for now, this is Shannon Wilkinson in Portland, Oregon.
And Janine Adams in St. Louis, Missouri.
And we hope that good enough is getting easier for you. I should make a joke about shoulds, but I don't know what it would be.
Well, you said should is the bit you felt we should make a joke about shoulds, so that's kind of a joke right there. Oh, you made that's hilarious. It's a good one when I had to try to. Oh my God.